What's going on, 410 fam? Welcome to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I am not your host, James Haskell, nor am I Glenn Martin. I'm our third wheel DK here for a special bye-week appearance. We're going to do something a little bit different today with our episode. We're taking my show public. That's right. We're out of the shadows, but this is just for a limited period of time during our bye week. And we receive so much support from you guys. And of course, I'm speaking about our YouTube memberships community. So thank you very, very much. And if you aren't a member, please consider becoming a member and supporting our channel for the perks of the show, or just out of the generosity of your own heart to keep our show going. With that said, we also want to give a shout out to our wonderful sponsor. That is BetOnline, which continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source of online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all of the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC. Head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use our promo code BELIEVE for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here. And with that said, welcome to DK's Musings.
Came down off my high, got back on my grind, bounced back in no time. You should know I'm up again, I'm up again, I'm up again. You know that I'm up again, I'm up again, I'm up again. I'm up again.
Some of you have been asking for more DK, so here it is in all its glory. James and Glenn have been keeping me in the basement for far too long. So if you don't know, in this segment, we take topics a little bit deeper. And if you've never watched DK's Musings, here we have my unique takes on everything Baltimore Ravens. So let's take that for a little bit of a spin. Look, I'm an old school Ravens fan. I can't get enough of that tough defensive play. Random fact, do you know which franchise has the most Defensive Player of the Year awards? The Ravens actually fall second with 4 total awards. The answer is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they have 8. But the Steelers have historically played 2.5 times the total number of games that the Ravens have. So that means on a per season basis, the Ravens are actually ahead. So speaking of great defenses, is that what we're seeing from the Baltimore Ravens today? The defense historically, or I should say, when we look at this season, seen as the Achilles heel since the beginning of the season, really. The story's been that the offense has been on this historic pace, but the defense has been holding the team back and notching maybe the biggest factor in notching those losses. Specifically, when we look at a couple key players that have been kind of a sore point, Marcus Williams and Eddie Jackson come to mind at that safety position. They were monster liabilities. So what I wanted to do was share with you a few numbers to paint the picture with a little bit of nuance. This year, team's defense in passing, 264.9 yards per game. That puts us at 31st. Only the Jaguars are worse. That's as of today. But if we break down the numbers, I think we'll see a few things that might give us a little bit of hope. So breaking down the numbers with those 2 safeties, when they were featured, which means the beginning of the season, excluding the past 3 games, that number of passing defense was at 294.9 yards per game, far worse than the current average. Now, where Darius Washington moved into the starting role alongside Kyle Hamilton, which would be the last 3 games of the Ravens season, that number comes down to 165 yards per game. That's a 130-yard difference. If you ask me, that's really stabilized the secondary. A lot of props should be given to Darius Washington. He was an undrafted free agent rookie when he became a Raven 3 years ago. And since then, he's had to really wait his turn for a shot at a significant role on the defense. And now he's a starter. And although he's undersized, he seems to be in the right place at the right time. And he's got some decent ball skills as well to go along with that. And this year he's had an interception along with a sack. And you know what? Not enough can be said about Kyle Hamilton, really the Ravens' Swiss Army knife. Hamilton falling back into that traditional safety roles, taking him away from that box safety playmaker role. But I would consider that role a luxury, and it's contingent on the fact that you've got your back end being really secure. Bottom line with Hamilton is that whatever you ask of him, he's going to do it, and he's going to do it at a high level. You still get high level coverage, you get great open field tackling from him, and as always, the big hits. And sure, the Ravens could use more improvements in their secondary, specifically by getting better play from players like Brandon Stevens, who's been a challenge at times at the corner position. But the biggest problems seem to be addressed. So I think going forward, the bigger questions will be if we can get consistent elite play from our offense. And the biggest question of all is what kind of kicking play are we going to get from Justin Tucker? I almost don't want to talk about it because it seems like one of those things. I'm just throwing criticism out there, and just the air of criticism. It seems to be something that could take away from Justin Tucker's confidence. But we all know when Justin Tucker is confident, he plays nearly perfectly, or at least he has been in the past. And if I'm going to bet on anything, maybe I don't have a choice, but I'm going to bet on a turnaround from Justin Tucker. That's something I have some confidence in. And maybe we'll be talking about a year in which adversity filled the season for the Ravens, but ended on the best of notes. Now, I didn't want to end our show without calling out our last week's winner for our over-under competition. So I have the honor of sharing those results today. All right, so that would be our Week 13 over-under competition right here with you. I'm going to share all of the results and share our show winner as well. So the first over-under was Ravens first downs, and we set it at 17.5. The Ravens achieved 24, partly due to the end of the game where we were trying to catch back up. And that would be on our end. James got that correct. So, and then the second over under was Derrick Henry's rushing yards, which we set at 119.5. He got 82, and we all thought that he would go over that. So none of us got that correct. The third and defensive over under. This is really not completely defensive, but we set a over-under on total penalties for the Ravens at 7.5, which I thought was fair. And we surprised ourselves with only 4 penalties. So none of us got that right either, which is great for the Ravens, not so great for us. And the fourth over-under was Saquon Barkley's rushing yards. So we set that at 119.5 along with Derrick Henry, and he was just under at 107. And the only one that got that one right, actually both James and myself got that right. So going to the first tiebreaker was total points set at 50.5. The actual result was under that at 43 points. And none of us got that right as well. And the total yards for the Ravens closest to the pin, the total yards was set at, they got 372. I was the closest one with 390. And which didn't matter because the winner was Mr. Jimmy Haskell, back on the throne, Week 13 over-under competition. Well, congratulations to Jimmy. And our show winner, or our fan winner, was Jax Cordella. Congratulations to Jax. Got 3 out of 4 correct. And closest to the pin on the second tiebreaker. Congratulations. Good stuff coming from all of you guys. Continue to submit your submissions on our over-under competitions. We have a lot of fun going through that. It's one of our things that we look forward to each week. I look forward to setting them and having fun with you guys through that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed our show. Hope you guys are able to become members of our YouTube's memberships community, and keep giving love to James and Glenn. We appreciate all your support, and we'll see you again next week when the Ravens get back on the field. All right.